corruption is bad, is affecting Uganda. We cannot develop when corruption is at large, and the government has allowed it to be there. Corruption is bad. Corruption, dishonesty. People without being integrity, abuse of power, doing what you are not meant to be doing, supporting people to mismanage funds. Corruption, unfortunately, has taken up Uganda. It's just like a cancer in Uganda. It's affecting our development. It's affecting on our social status, on our health status, education system, health system, no job creation, no decent housing, no decent transport or roads because of corruption. Why? Because the money is mismanaged, because the money is diverted not onto the cause it's meant to be doing, but to the people, individuals' gain. So there are few key areas in Uganda where corruption is embedded and is likely to happen. 2008, Uganda in the whole world was ranking at 129. 2017, we gone down at 149. So that tells you it's getting worse. When you look at key areas where corruption is highly happening, we go the judicial system, you go to court of justice, you don't get justice. And if you take somebody to court who has got money, we pay bribe. That is corruption. And then we got the police. Police don't do the job. I remember Minister Nantaba, when she was in Iran, she said that Kaihura was making her job very difficult because people were being arrested and Kaihura was letting them free. So the police in Uganda is very corrupt to an extent that they're no longer doing the job. They become partisan to the government. So it is highly in the police. The police needs to clean up. And once our president said that there is weevils in the police, Kaihura, clean up. It's not my word. Public services, we go public services, sectors, when it's highly said that it's very difficult for people to do business in Uganda, because when they come to do business, they have to give gifts, they have to give money to get contracts. We can hear somebody who was convicted, who was from China. He bought money and gave it to some Kutesa gave it to the president to get deals on the oil. That is where it is so much difficult. How much money did he give to Sam Kutesa? It's half than $1 million. And I wonder how did that money get into Uganda, because it came in cash. Where is money laundering at the airport? So I leave it to you. Then we go land administration. You see, Catherine Bagamelil is going on the land inquiries. But what I want to tell you, you have to ask yourself, what happened when she was still a judge? What was it? She was part of the system which was issuing fake land titles, which were allowing people to build on wetlands, which was allowing people, those who are in power, to take the upper hand, take everything, whatever they want. And then some poor people were losing lands. What has she got to tell us? Then we go the tax administration is a key area. How do you tax people? Do you subsidize for those who want to import, so that they can bring us quality products, so that we can stop all that bribery? So tax revenue is so crucial. In Uganda, we need the TIN number. We need it to be given it, whether we like it or not. It's something that identifies you. They can use our details from NIRA. Tax collection is so pivotal to any government, to anywhere. Everybody has got to pay taxes. But what happens in Uganda? Some people, they waive them off. They don't pay enough tax. We need categories. We need to set up taxes. Especially, I can appreciate URA under Kajina did very well, started the foundation. And we need more and more to happen. Key areas: customs, people who import things, who export. Do we have a better market for people exporting matoke? We have a better market. Do we have genuine quality coming in? At the border, there is tax collection. Some they pay, some they don't pay. You need to pay bribe to get through, to beat the deadline, to beat the time. We don't need that. We need a system which is very smooth and going very well. Registration. We got so many rules to do with the corruption. The newest now, we've got General Nakalema working on tackling corruption. We wait to see. We can't judge her now. We will never know. And we will see in about 5 years. But do we need Major Nakalema when we go the DPP, when we go the police, when we go the judicial system? I think that is bureaucracy, creating office after office. When you do that, it's not going to help. We need to stop corruption. We need people in government with the will to stop corruption. We need people in government with zero tolerance. And we have to stop that. This one is above the law. We have to stop people manipulating the system. We have to set up institutions which are independent. We have to stop saying the president said. No, powers from above. No, go to Rwanda. Kagame, born and brought up in Uganda. He was born up in a country full of corruption. But he's gone to Rwanda and make it that there is no corruption. So what are we doing to ourselves? Civil society, we can see what is happening there. People, they need to be free, express themselves. But what happens? It doesn't happen. So in Uganda, we go key areas. We go public procurement. Who gets the contract? People were being stopped. We were stopped. We had health and safety project. We brought it to Ministry of Labor. At the end, we were asked a whopping $200,000 for us to be approved, for us to be endorsed. So in Uganda, public procurement is like who they give the contract. Who are you? They have to know who are you in a way that you support the government. But we need more than that. So when we talk about corruption, corruption is bad. There is no medication in the hospital because of corruption. We had $2.8 million of medication was thrown away. Should that be? And why? Because of corruption. People, they are given money. They go to buy medication, and they buy medication which is nearly expired. And when it comes to Uganda, don't we have internal auditors and external auditors who looks at the stock, what is in the stock, to alert people this has got to be used? And when people, they are suffering without medication, and you hear medication equivalent to $2.8 million is being destroyed, that is utterly wrong. People who are ordered that, please, we beg you, stop being corrupt. And why is corruption in Uganda? Because we are lacking political will. We are lacking political will with zero tolerance. The police is not doing enough. Judicial system is letting off people. We don't have fairness, that when you have skills, when you have knowledge, they can give you the contract. We need to set up taxation. We need to set up taxation. So why is it corruption is happening? is one of those reasons. And the poor pay. Why do we pay people? Why do we pay teachers? Why do we pay health workers very little money? How are they going to do their job when their family are struggling, when their family are starving? It's not on. Accountability. Our constitution talks about we must be accountable. Anybody working in the public office, go and read our constitution. They have to be accountable. There is no accountability. We hear Lord Mayor Rukwao is always saying accountability, accountability, accountability. URA, we had the 6 billions. What happened? We are having all these inquiries. What happened? Consensus, what are you doing? Bajenda, in 4 years, earning 16 billion shillings. Where does the money come from? So we need to look at policies which are going to address and eradicate corruption. But we need education, people who understand what they do. We need to look at key areas, pay people well. We need to look at people. When somebody earns 3 million, how can they afford to pay over $50,000 for their children to study in America? Is that for real? It's not real. We need to get at the bottom of this. But corruption is eating Uganda like a cancer. Those key areas, they are the key areas that corruption is happening. Judicial system, the police, public sector, URI administration, land administration, we've got civil society, we've got, it's run out of my head now, but I've mentioned it before in this video, where corruption is highly happening. We need to know, and that is how we can intervene. We cannot intervene without knowing where corruption is happening. Fellow Ugandans, stop being corrupt. Stop taking the money which is not yours. Corruption has become as a survival. How can you pay school fees? How can you be happy to drive a car because it comes from corruption? How do you have expensive weddings when you are being corrupt? Come on, we need to have morals and values. When you have morals and values, they tell you what is not right, what is wrong. Then when you have principles, you know what to do in the beginning. So fellow Ugandans, corruption is bad for you, the country, your children, your future generation. We need to stop corruption. Corruption is bad. We need to take our country further. So please, stop. Corruption is bad. It's not good. We need to stop this. Uganda is going down because of corruption. Uganda is where you are because of corruption. It's lacking political will. We need to put our foot down. We need to stop this. You can go to the airport with a suitcase of 23 kilos. They check it from bottom to top as if you've got gold into the suitcase. And then they let people coming in. Customs, that's where we are. We have to stop it. Once we stop corruption, we are going to have better education, which is funded. We are going to have health services fully funded. We are going to have genuine roads, not like the bridge we are having. It cracks after 3 months. What is that? Substandard. Why are we doing that? Why are we being corrupt to our own country? You know, you come up with a deal, you dupe the president, you dupe everybody, and the president should stop interfering. When you hear everybody saying, oh, it's the president, it's the president, it's the president, the president is going to say, why is it the president? A minister says, Minister of Land, the president is going to do this. No, it shouldn't be. It's the minister to do their jobs. So fellow Ugandans, corruption is bad and is very, very bad. Let us stop being corrupt. Our minds are being corrupted because we are poor. But however, we can be poor and do what is right when we are being led by morals, values, and principle. and that is how patriotism comes up. We cannot be taught to be patriotic. No, that is wrong. So you to love your country, it is give and take. When you have education, why would you complain? When you have medication in the hospital, why would you complain? When you have good roads, why would you complain? When job creation is there, you are working, your children are working, you can't complain. When you have a decent housing, you can't complain. So government stop embezzling. Remember that guy who took $500 million and which was sent for HIV, vulnerable people. You take that money. Shame on you, please. And he bought private jets. What do? I don't know what they do. So Ugandans, we have to stop embezzlement, diverting public funds to your own good. That is utterly wrong. Corruption is wrong. Corruption is bad. It's a lack of integrity, lack of honesty. So please stop being corrupt. Our country is getting down. We need it to get on its knees and start developing. We need new leaders with new ideas to get on the bottom of the problem of corruption.